Okay, welcome back, guys. We're going to do a quick rundown on the MJV6 sref style reference. All right, we're going to get started with a couple of simple prompts. The syntax is pretty simple. All you have to do is type --sref. Okay, so we got access to a style reference. We can use an external URL, and it's similar to ClipVision and T2I, which we've used in Comfy. We can also do something like this. So it'll be your normal prompt, -v6 ref, and then the URL, and then you can put ::2 to give a double weight to the first URL. So it's even possible to do stuff like that. There's also a style weight number, which I think defaults to 100, and I'm using 50 chaos in some of these examples. So I'm using Cubism cubed style, a cube made out of colorful cubes on a black background. And that gives me this with the normal prompt, just with normal seed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it this style reference, which is from one of my sets. And when we introduce them together, we get this or this, which is pretty awesome. So if we look at the different style weights, here we have style weight 20. So we'll just, there's style weight 20. And next, style weight 100. And then finally, 1000. Style weight 1000 is like the hardest it's going to go. And these are pretty good, not going to lie. So we do that with a random seed. We get something like this. So let's take a look. These are really cool. It's definitely got the concept and run with it and introduced a few extra bits and pieces, which are kind of cool. All right. So next I'm looking at adding in chaos. So here we've got, this is what happens when we start adding in chaos 50, and I really like that one. So now we're going to stack the URLs. So 2 URLs, 50 style 1000, and we get something like this, which again, these are all very cool, but it's starting to sort of go its own way. The first one is very clean and definitely inside the style, but the rest of them are a bit mental. So do another one with style weight 200. So, and like I said, I really like that one as well. Very cool. So we take the same prompt. All right. We're going to use this URL. Whoops. Cut that out. We're going to use, so this is our style queue. At style weight 20, we get this. At style weight 100, we're getting this. Next one is style weight 1000. And these are looking really amazing. Like I said, let's get a closer look at this. So now let's try alternating the style reference weight. So we're going to change where the weight is between these two images. It does make it kind of difficult to see, but so here we are. So what I should probably do is just explain. So we've got 2, 2, 2. So we're going from style weight 20 and then through 100 and 1000. So we've got a range of style weight 20, 100, 1000 on the X, and then the Y is going to be increasing the weight of the first image. And so then we end up getting something like this. Okay, now this is hard to see because the two source images are the same. Why don't we try something else? So for this one, we've used... So why don't we try something else? These two source images come from my library. The prompt with nothing, just the prompt, you get images like this. But when we combine it with the style reference for these, we end up producing this at weight 20, and this at weight 100, and then this at weight 1000, which is really cool. I think it's gone a bit too hard, so what I did was I reduced the weight to 200, and that gave me this, which if I zoom in on it, the lines are really quite clean. I'm really quite surprised at how clean some of the lines are. So then I moved on to using 3 style reference images as we're just stacking them up. And then this grid again is going from style weight 20 to style weight 1000. And then seeing how that influences the generation. Okay, so then if we move up to here, we got more style weight, influence, more influence on the second image, and then more influence on the third. So there's a lot of scope there for building out completely new styles. Okay, so these are really cool. I just got that just by combining it's just some prompt I've made for some other style with some images from a different style, just by fusing a data set from one with the prompt from the other. And then I started looking at, well, how many images? I can't remember what the limit was, but it was enough. So, you know, we can do this sort of science futurism sort of look. And the prompt produces images like this. Okay, which is quite a lot to play with, actually. So then when we combine the two, we get that at weight 20, that at weight 100, and that at weight 1000. And because it's reproducible, oh yeah, and of course 200 as well. And like I said, this is reproducible. So for this one, we've gone close-up of a man in the city, seed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, URL. Okay, then we're going to use these URLs. So the ones from before, but with a different prompt. So a man. Before we were doing like urban scenes, now we're doing man close-up. So that's with weight 20. This is looking a lot like the old Midjourney, like you used to get that sort of thing. And then you can see the stylization starting to kick in. And then that's the maximum you'll get. And then this is kind of the look I ended up. I like the 200 weight. It seems nice. It's not too much. It definitely catches the style. So then I decided, oh, well, how about we use a completely different prompt here. Cubic futurism style cyber ghetto at night with buildings and stars. Lots of windows. But what I've done this time is I've added a couple of different images to see how that's going to influence. These are from different sets. So this is from a cutaway model I made. So if I take, this is just bare, so the prompt should be making stuff like this. If I go here at weight 20, there's no cutaway really, but you can see the sciencey bits for sure. And as we've increased the strength, we're getting more sciencey futurism and more cartoony, like, you know, like the supplied images. So it's providing a mix, but you can see that there's negative space being produced by the cutaway, which is then getting filled in. So I think later on I do some more experimentation with that. But basically now I look at, oh, well, how about we just make some different things? So we've got the yacht. There it is. So let's make some different things now. So this is what we make with the prompt, which is basically a futuristic yacht. Let's have a look. Cyberfuturism style, super yacht at sea, moonlit sky. There's your prompt. And here are my source images, same as last time. So we're just changing the prompt and nothing else. And we end up getting some cool images at 20, which is very light. Get some cool images out of that, but you can't really see the style there. So if we go to 100, now we're seeing the style. And this is actually amazing. It's still quite real though in the boat. So obviously jack it up to 1000 and now they're just drawn in the style of what was supplied. So that's really good. And then of course I preferred 200. I think 200 is nice. So I always keep those ones. So next I thought, well, how about we try doing something more like an animal, but robotic, because then it will take advantage of the style that we're playing around with. So here we go. And like I said, base prompt should be producing stuff like this. We're going to give it URLs the same again, because we want to see and understand how this is influencing the generation. And almost like this is really good because you can plan what you want to do. Like I knew it was going to do this. It's giving me mechanicals and it's giving me cutaway parts. Yeah. So it's, you can almost prime it with what you want to do and then it'll go ahead and do it, which is very useful. And now as we turn the style up, it's going to do the same as what it was doing with the buildings. It's going to do cutaways. It's going to fill it with technology and stuff, which is pretty amazing. Go to maximum strength, and we've got some really cool robot dogs that could probably be buildings, actually. But yeah, again, weight 200 is my favorite. I think it's a nice balance. So now we're going to go to the next prompt, which is an incredibly attractive woman looking at the ocean during a solar eclipse. So there she is, just as it comes. And there's the data set, same one we've been working with. Okay, and here it is at the lowest stylization. Okay, and then we get the standard default. And you can really see the style blending through in different ways there. And then we go to maximum strength, and it's done exactly what we wanted it to do. Probably a bit too hard in a few areas, but that's why you can turn it up and down. So I did do a deep study on this one, I think. So using the same data set, and then what we do is we just change where the weight is going to be. So this is a bit more complicated than before. So we've got 20, 200, 1000 along the X as usual, but the Y is following a different pattern. So 11321, 11321, 11531. There's a bunch of different patterns which are the same for all of them on each row. But what I was trying to get my head around was whether or not I could prioritize the image features, like numerically like this. And you can to a degree, but some concepts are really powerful. So, you look at something like this, that's really cool. And it's just basically a combination of all the influences. But as you can see here, we got some interesting stuff where sometimes it's the same cell, and other times it kind of flips on the grid. Yeah. So it's kind of like unpredictable in a sense. But let's just take a look. So if we go from left to right, so we got 20, 200, 1000, 20, 200, 1000. I tried to give more to the cutout, I think. Yeah, it was more strength on the cutout. And then you get this sort of boring effect. And that produced my favorite image, which is that bottom left one. And I did the creative upscale on that one to blow it up. So then we get a nice image out of that. All this is just adding a couple of things. Oh, and this is interesting as well. So cyberfuturism, Homer Simpson. But the thing is, Bear, I should be getting something like this, which is what I asked for, some kind of cyberfuturism Homer Simpson. But when I've added in this data set, same one from before, it's gone off into some creative craziness where the concept of Homer Simpson is almost completely gone. There's like a few elements you could say, oh, he's got a yellow head, or oh, he's got a bold yellow head, but it's you know, and this is a standard way. As soon as you go above, it's just all your stuff. And I mean, that there is really impressive. I love it. At weight 200, we got this. I mean, you know, you could say it's trying to make a Homer Simpson, but it's using the cutout sci-fi parts thing. So, like I say, what I would do is put links for this, but my channel is so new that I'm not even allowed to do that yet. But there will be links. So eventually I'll be putting this document up so you can just zoom around and have a look at it at your own leisure. I do tend to make these sorts of things so it's easy to just sort of run through it, because it took 20 minutes to make this, and that's probably longer than I would have wanted to. So in future, what I'll do is probably just take a few clips and edit it down, but the long version's always going to be in the Midjourney playlist. So yeah, thanks for watching. And I guess I'll catch you next time.